Pleasant good morning to my dear children. Hope everybody are safe at home. So let us continue with our 7th standard science unit 5 reproduction and modification in plants. So in last videos we studied about the reproduction, that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. But in this video let us study about the modification in plants. So first let us study what is this modification. Understand the concepts clearly, listen carefully. Fine? So modification in plant parts. So in the plants there are different parts, right? All these parts are formed in the plants in order to meet certain needs of the plant. Fine? Now let us see what are these needs of the plant. Each plant part is having certain function. Yes, and when that plant part performs that function, yes, only then the complete plant will be able to survive. Fine. Now we will see what are these functions of each part of the plant. Okay. Now let us see the root. You know the root, very important part of the plant root. So what is function of the root here? To anchor the plants. What do you mean by anchor? To attach the plants to soil. Yes, only if the root attach the plants to soil, the plant can stand erect on the soil, right? If there is no proper roots, definitely plant will not be erect on the soil. It will faint and fall down. Fine? So, anchor the plants to soil and also to absorb water and nutrients from the soil. Yes, so long roots are there for the plants. Yes, so those roots like taproot, adventitious root, some are fibrous roots. Yes, different types of roots are present in different plants. So all these roots function is to anchor the plant to the soil or attach the plant to the soil and also to absorb water and nutrients from the soil. So that is the main function of the plant root. Okay, now let us see the next one, leaves. Yes, so the primary ultimate function of the plant, the leaves of the plant is photosynthesis. So without photosynthesis no plants can survive. So now we will be asking, what is this photosynthesis? Yes, photosynthesis is a phenomenon of the process where plants prepare their own food. How do the plants prepare their own food? By using sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and the green color pigment present in the leaf. So what is this green color pigment present in the leaf? So that pigment, that color is called as chlorophyll, which is green in color. So there are different types of chlorophylls and different types of pigments present in the plant. It's not only green color pigment, yes, yellow color is there, orange color is there, different pigments and its colors. Pigment means color. So in specific, the photosynthesis process takes place with the help of the pigment called as chlorophyll, which is responsible for the green color of the plant. Yes, so chlorophyll pigment is responsible for the photosynthesis. Without chlorophyll, no photosynthesis takes place in the plants. Okay, so this is a process of synthesizing the food with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide, water and chlorophyll. So these four components should be there for the synthesis of food by the leaves during photosynthesis. Fine. So the ultimate function of the leaves is photosynthesis. That is nothing but the preparation of food. Fine. Now let us look at the next one, stem. Of course, stem. As the stems become longer, the plants also grows longer. Higher it grows, right? Yes. So the function of the stem is to reach out to sunlight. So from which direction the sunlight comes, so to that direction the stem keeps growing. It is reaching out to the sunlight. Why the stem is going in search of sunlight? Because photosynthesis takes place only in the presence of sunlight. Okay, so that's why the stem is going in search of the sunlight and also to contact water and from the nutrients from the roots to the leaves. Yes, so stem has a function to transport the water and nutrients from the root to the leaves. So that function is done by the stem. Okay, so as the plants grow bigger, its length increases and become a big tree, right? right? So from one end to the other end of the plant, the nutrients and water should be supplied. Yes, so that supply is done by the stems of the plant, of the tree, whatever it is. Fine. Now, in some plants, root, stem and leaves change their shape. Of course, all these plant parts, they do different vital functions they do. Right? Now, when they do this function, what happened to the plant parts? They undergo change in their shape. Yes? So, they change their shape and structure. So, because they change their shape and structure, yes, they perform special function. They perform special function. So, what are these special functions when these plant parts undergo change in their shape and structure? Yes, the first function is storage of food. The food will be stored. Yes, sometimes that may be on the stem, sometimes on the leaves, sometimes on the root. Yes, the food is stored. Storage of food. So I can give you an example of beetroot, tapioca, carrot. So these all are the functions where root perform the function of storage of food. Understanding? Yes. So excess food is produced. When the excess food is produced by the plant, I mean the leaf. Leaf is the one who produces the food. Yes. So when excess food is produced by the plants, those food are stored in the root. So that is the special modification of root in order to store the food. Fine. So regarding the storage of food and different parts which different plants which function in the storage of food. So all that we will study in the next video. Fine. Now time you just understand what are the different functions performed by these plant parts. Fine. Now the second one is mechanical support. Yes, mechanical support, you know, the climbers, pepper plant, beetle plant, yes, pumpkin, cucumber. Yes, so these all are creepers, right? Yes, so those plants are modified in such a way that when they get a mechanical support, they just creep and they just grow. Yes, so that plants can live, can survive only when there is a support. They should have a support. Okay, so mechanical support, so that is done by the certain parts of the stem. Yes, so all that we will study in the coming videos. Now, mechanical support is another function. Okay, now the third function is protection. Yes, protection. So how do the plants protect themselves from the other animals or other creatures? Yes, so I can tell you rose plant. Rose plants have so many spines or thorns on it, right? Yes, why these thorns are present? Of course, it's a protection for those plants. Yes, rose flowers are very beautiful, so people get attracted and we just go and pluck it. As soon as we pluck, what happens? The thorn will be stuck onto our hand and it will pain us. Yes, and moreover, other animals, herbivorous animals, they may also feed on the plants, right? So if the thorns are there on those plants, then they will never feed. They will choose that plant for eating. Okay, fine. So a sort of protection is this thorns, spines, etc. Okay. Now the next one is the gaseous exchange. Yes, of course, gaseous exchange. So this gas is being transferred, respiration, or in the case of plants, we call it as transpiration process. So these all are done by the different parts of the plant. Okay. So some plants, in order to absorb the air, there are certain parts are developed in the plant. Yes, so which help in the transpiration. Now of course our leaves contain small pores called as stomata. So through this stomata the transpiration take place. Yes, transport of oxygen and pores which is present on the leaves. So that is nothing but your gaseous exchange. Fine. So leaves are modified for the gaseous exchange also. The next one is vital function. Some plants, they act as a parasite. What do you mean by parasite? That means parasite are the plants which depend on other plants for food and shelter. So that is called as parasite. So some plants behave as parasite and they depend on other plant. So when they depend on other plant, what they do? They will never help the other plant. They will just take out the nutrients what the other plants are synthesized. So this parasite plant will be having long type of roots which absorb or which penetrate into the plants, yes, and absorb the nutrients from the plants, and likewise the parasite plants survive happily without doing any work. Yes, so that is nothing but the parasite. Fine. Yes, so they are not self-dependent. They depend on other plants for food and shelter. So those are called as parasite plants. Yes, so this parasite basalt plants, they will be also having certain specific roots for absorbing the food and nutrients. So I can give you an example like Vanda. Vanda is one such example, an epiphytic plant it is. Yes, so it is having the root to absorb moisture from the atmosphere. Yes, atmosphere contain moisture. Moisture is what? The water molecules. Okay, water will be present in the atmosphere. That is nothing but the moisture. So this moisture can be absorbed by the roots of Vanda. So that is one example. That is one example for the vital function. Okay. So I said you different nearly 5 functions. I have said you all these functions are done by the modified parts of the plants. Okay, so this is nothing but your modification. Yes, so what is modification? In some plants, roots, stem and leaves change their shape and structure in order to perform certain functions, special functions. So those functions are storage of food, mechanical support, protection, gaseous exchange and other vital functions. So this is known as modification. Fine, hope you understood about modification. So regarding the detailed study of the storage of food, mechanical support, gaseous exchange, protection, vital function, all